Now, why would somebody put their entire first and last name on social media for you to help them with an order that they have Darius Crooks? That's what I would like to know. But we're going to get into that in a few seconds. Let me just do this little intro. This is the Darius Show podcast. I want to dare you to look at things through a different point of view, which is my point of view. Welcome back, whatever. This is the 30th episode. I'm so glad to actually still be doing this. This is going to be like a quick little episode because not a lot has been going on to catch my attention to talk about, and like the music side. You know, I do talk about music, I talk about other stuff, and this other stuff is really Darius. So Darius has been going on this tour, this trying to save my ass tour, but it's not really saving his ass. And I have a couple of comments on it. I have a couple concerns. I just want to say that the people that he's talking to, he was on like Larry King Live. Oh, Larry King, he's gone. Larry Reid Live. He was on Larry Reid Live, I think like a day ago or a couple days ago. I skimmed through that interview. It was giving much of what everybody else is giving, which is we're not asking the hard questions. We're not asking like follow-up questions. Like, where were you when your restaurants were failing? Like, the manager said you were in Dubai, but where were you? That's the thing that I don't get. You work so hard to get this. You work so hard, right? And then you work so hard to open up a business. And you don't take care of that business. That's the thing I just don't get. That's like one of the main things I like. It's still blowing my mind. Like, if I had that opportunity, you better believe everything would be in tip-top shape. Okay, but anyway, so I'm just gonna blur out some things. He said he did an interview with Black Enterprise. The Jasmine brand is releasing another interview. I mean, they just released like another article, but literally, I'm not gonna say I did it first, but I gotta do it first. What was this, like 2 months ago? Oh, and the reason why I wasn't gonna talk about this is because I wanted to, but I didn't want to, because the comments on the video, it's on YouTube. Actually, it's everywhere now. You can listen to it everywhere, the podcast episode. Okay. I've admitted it, and I had a second video where I admitted it. Like, I made some mistakes, and people were like, it's too fucking long. Get to the point. Like, really, I didn't want to do this because it's not really my character. It's not really it's how I feel, but it's not something I'm going to express all the time about, you know, negative comments and negative things and people. But I'm just like, as much as I want to like delete the comments, I'm just like, just leave it. You're saying like it's too fucking long. It's too, get to the point. I think I got to the point. It might have been too long because I'm long-winded at times, and there's a lot of information, and to my knowledge at that time, there was a whole lot more information that I didn't even scratch the surface on. And a lot of these other platforms aren't scratching the surface on. They're just talking about the surface level stuff. Oh, they said you're a scammer. Are you a scammer? No. Okay. They said that you raped somebody. Did you rape somebody? No. Okay. No. You guys need to... Jeez Louise. Dig deeper. What was I even talking about? So I didn't want to like talk about it because I'm just like, okay, people are being mean and negative, and I'm not sure if they're like pro him or they're just like, you're actually being too long with it. Like, it's a podcast. Like, I can make it as long as I want. I could talk about as much as I want to talk. I was reading evidence So, like, what do you mean? I was telling you, I was giving you a background on who this scammer is, because y'all don't really know who he is. Like, come on, get out of my face with this mess. Anyways, in the Black Enterprise, I just want to talk about a couple things. The Black Enterprise thing, he was talking about how, I guess somebody came up and was like, he abused her. I think her name was Kiara. She was an employee at the restaurant, and somehow she wasn't getting paid. Like, the other 350 employees he has, and the other thousands of people that he hasn't given product to, or double charged on, or whatever, however else he scammed you guys. But the young lady, she wasn't getting paid, and she came to him. Now, he was like, I don't know this woman. She just works for me. She's the help, basically. And he was like, she came to me and they were telling me that she came to me talking about she wasn't going to pay, but I had got informed that she didn't fill out this certain thing to complete, that she needed to complete the certain thing on the pay thing that we use. And I'm just like, so she waited a month, because she said she worked there for like a month and she hadn't got paid. She worked there for a month and I got paid. Some of y'all are like really less than smart. Just like the people that are buying his $65 cakes. Dude, what? Who's buying a fucking $65 cake? And it's not in like a store. No, ain't no way. These pound cakes, do you know how easy it is to make a fucking pound cake? And then to put some Henny glaze on it? Y'all need to learn how to cook. Come on, get with the business. Anyways, just like y'all waiting in his restaurant, the reviews I read, y'all waiting in his restaurants for like 2 hours. If y'all don't go home and cook some Rachel Ray 30-minute meals, at least it's something. You're not out here waiting 2 hours for an experience. You can have a better experience at home. But anyways, the lady, he was talking about how the lady said he abused her. And because I guess he put his hands on her, he was like, I was trying to tell her to turn around so we can go outside and talk about it, because I don't really know you, bitch. You just the help. And he was like, the police got called, and he was like, I don't know if I did put my hands on her. Oh, well, that's what it turns out. So he's like, the police got called. The police came in. He was like, I don't know if I did put my hands on her. Let's check the tape. They checked the tape. And now he's an abuser. No. That is surface level abuse. He twisted that into abuse. Or how I'm taking it. He twisted that into abuse. I feel like he also talked about like him hating black women. I didn't really read it. I should have read it, but I didn't read it. But I'm turning this into that. You're not sure you're gay. Okay. And he was like, I don't give gay mannerisms, and we talk like we're best friends to my community. And I'm just like, okay, women and gay men are the top scammers of the world. Like, come on. Like literally when I first, last year, when I read about like the scamming situation, it was like, yeah, you're feeding in, or you're not even feeding, you're into this gay scamming shit that the gays are known for. Like, the gays are known for scamming, and the women are known for scamming. But I'm not putting women in this. But the gays are known for scamming. Like, come on. Him being what was I talking about? Him being gay, and how like he doesn't like women, so why would he be sexually abusive? Why would he be abusive to women? No. You're being abusive to different women, from the model for your Carolina cooks, from the different women you would call out in your lives back in the day, how nasty you are to them when you went and got lap band surgery for yourself. Like, come on. Or whatever surgery that was. Like, and then the constant bullying of other black women. Like I said, the last podcast I did, he put up a thing of, what's her name? Sardine from Country Cooking in Philly saying, don't y'all talk about me. Well, you look at her putting all this sugar and shit in her food. Like, okay, here we go with another black woman you're talking about. And I think maybe that has to do with like some of his mother. And I said this before. I think that has to do possibly with like he's reflecting his bad relationship with his mother onto other black women, talking bad about them, bullying them, making the codes for you get a 25% off code, you get a 25% off discount, the discount codes. He was like Sunny. He put Sunny in one. He put Kitchenista in another. Like, come on, how you treated Danny, how you stole the woman's recipe for the cinnamon rolls. I don't know why I'm blanking. I always get so much information, then I start to blank. How you stole Danny's cinnamon roll recipe, then went to Sam's Club and got the ice. Okay, anyways, let me wrap this up. So, one thing he did say, which I thought was very ridiculous, was Sonny Anderson was jealous of him. And I'm just like, dude, what? Excuse me? She's like, Sonny Anderson is jealous of him and producers wanted to work on, like, hold on, I can't even get this out because I'm just screaming at the comments I'm going to say. Like, and he said Sonny was jealous of him because the producers wanted to work with him on other shows. Blank stare. You know that Aretha Franklin gif where she's just staring, like my mind is blown. My mind is I'm screaming, you guys, because the evidence shows that Sonny Anderson still is on Food Network, and guess where you are? So how is she jealous of? You know what? You guys. Go read the Black Enterprise interview. It looked like they had like maybe did an interview with him and then something happened and he's like, they're going to apologize. And then they went back and did like more research. But I'm like, y'all should have had this ready to ask him follow-up questions. Like, come on. Darius, come over here and do an interview because we're going to get into some things and we're going to clear up some things and we're going to have the FBI waiting at the door. But anyways, that's all I'm going to talk about with Darius because that man is a fucking mess. Do you hear me? A mess. On to some better fun things. Kelly Rowland, she released, I think it was like July. Okay, yes. It was July 1st. It was July 1st. And Kelly Rowland coming around talking about Happy Bride. Now, Pride Month was in June. And here she comes July 1st, releasing this video and like this remix to Finally that I think is on the DJ's, I forget his name. I don't really know his name. The DJ's upcoming album. One of these like, I'm not trying to be mean, but one of the Instagram DJs, I'm not trying to be like Wendy Williams, one of the what's it called, the Instagram DJs, he got a record deal, and so I'm guessing Kelly, oh, that's so cute, it's such a nice thing, that's so wonderful, and he's so young and he's such a fan of music, a fan of Kelly and everybody else. But Kelly released that the song Finally with a remake of CC Peniston. I guess they said it was like I didn't talk about this at first because I couldn't really understand what was going on. Um I'm guessing it's a cover, but it's not okay, yeah, it's a cover, but they made it seem like it was a sample and I'm like, I don't know how this is a sample, but when I first listened to it, I couldn't really understand what was going on because they had like so much going on in like the music, and then it was like double stacking the vocals, and then it was like some kind of effect on the vocals. I couldn't really understand what she was singing. All I heard was finally. That's all I could understand. And it was love it, love it, love it. But then she did it. She recently did an interview. I mean, she did a performance the other day on Jimmy Kimmel. Fan fucking tastic. Kelly gave us hair. Kelly gave us makeup. Kelly gave us that big ass costume she's wearing. Kelly gave us the little cute dance moment. Kelly was giving you subtle elegance with her body. Go watch that video. Go watch the performance. It's really good. She was giving vocals. She was killing it. That's really one of her best performances ever. Ever. And one thing about Kelly I've been saying, well, I haven't been saying, but people are like talking about her negatively or giving like Kelly slander is not available on my timeline. And I'm like, I've never really noticed Kelly. I don't follow people who are talking negatively about Kelly. I follow a lot of people who talk negatively about Beyonce and occasionally Michelle. But I don't see Kelly slander at all. And I'm like, okay, what is going on? Something's going on. Okay. Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm cooking something. My bad. But I don't see a lot of Kelly slander. That's what I'm just saying. And she just did such a great performance, and she gave us like because the effect wasn't on the voice like it is in the record. I could hear what she was singing, and she was sounding so beautiful. She sounded so beautiful. Oh man, this Donna Summer thing, Kelly. We all want Kelly to be a part of, or to. I'm just like, sometimes I don't even know what to say because it's not even true. Like, it's not true that there's a Donna Summer biopic in the works, but we all want we all want and are campaigning for Kelly Rowland to be Donna Summer in the Donna Summer biopic. Period. That's it. That's all. Kelly looks beautiful. I feel like she's low-key preparing. That's what I'm like. I feel like she's bubbling. She's bubbling. And I hope she explodes and this happens because I feel like she's like preparing for this, like little moments throughout her career, unconsciously. I think she's giving it more consciously. Maybe now she's giving us like, or giving like, people ideas of what she can do and how beautiful she is and how beautiful her voice is and how beautiful she can portray Donna Summer. I think she might need to do a little more acting work, but I think vocally and physically she can definitely kill it. And I don't need it to be on BET. I need this to be a biopic, like they're giving a Aretha Franklin budget. Like, and I feel like Donna has such a interesting and fun and different life she had. Unfortunately, she's not here anymore. It was just so crazy. Like, I was just thinking, like, because Whitney is not here anymore, like, Whitney is such a powerful moment in history and music history. I feel like because she's not here anymore, it just feels like a fairy tale. Like, this fairy tale person was here. This ethereal person was here with this ethereal voice, and now she's not here anymore. And it's just like, what? Who was that? Wait, Whitney? Like, oh my gosh. And it's so crazy. And it's amazing how even forgiving like society is or would be even today. Like if she was on like The Voice or like if she was like on the American Idol or something, giving like a judging or something, I feel like she would have had she would have had a cute career, a fulfilling career. Because I feel like, especially in social media, I think I said this before, but I feel like social media has definitely elevated, or we definitely appreciate artists, and the internet has definitely, resurged a lot of artists' career, whether it's shows, exploiting them, not in a negative way, exploiting their talent, showing their talent back in the day. A lot of things are popping. We're celebrating a lot of people more because of the access that we have now to footage and audio and stuff, which is such an amazing thing. And I think with the memes and the gifs and stuff from Whitney, that's one person I like. It's so like, oh, we can't do it anymore because she's not here. That's one person that I think really would have, she would have been like a Dionne Warwick in a way. It would have been interesting to see how she would have taken social media these days and age, because she passed like right when social media was popping. But anyways, Kelly, like I said, I feel like Kelly is definitely bubbling for this role that nobody has given her, that is not even planned, or we don't even know that's planned, but I hope it's something planned. I also appreciate Kelly's life. I remember a long time ago, Kelly did this interview, and it was thinking back now, it was a horrible interview. The interviewer was being really shady, really nasty towards Kelly, and they printed Kelly's Wikipedia page. This was like 2011 when she dropped Here I Am. They printed out Kelly's Wikipedia page, and then they printed out Beyonce's Wikipedia page. And that interviewer went in. And not in a good way. Like, I'm not saying that in a good way. I'm saying, like, it was really ridiculous. And they were just comparing her. And Kelly, I remember Kelly was saying how she likes her life. She loves how, she can have success, and she has had success, but she also have this low-key life. And I should have known, but I was like, oh, Kelly, she's at Disneyland. She posted herself at Disneyland with her son Titan, and they're having so much fun. I'm like, oh, I love how Kelly can, just be out amongst the people and have a good time. But then, yesterday I saw paparazzi pictures, and I'm like, oh, okay. She kind of can't. But I'm just like, how do you guys find these people? Like, you literally have to be stalking them. You literally have to be watching her get in her car and drive to fucking Disneyland. Oh, my goodness. But shout out to Kelly. You did amazing. Last on this list, and then I'm going to talk about Miss Patricia Louise Holt. She's had a great another week. Patti... the Stellar Awards, they came out past Sunday. And I have some concerns. First of all, shout out to Jacqueline Carr. She has the number one gospel song. Excuse me. She has the number one gospel song in the country. And I think it's still going on. I'm trying to get to the song. I heard the song a long time ago, or earlier this year, and I really loved it. It's called Jehovah Jireh, and I guess it's like this, old school type feeling, like this, a lot of breaks. Well, not a lot of breaks, but it's like breaks in between the song, and then it heights it up, and she really goes in vocally, and she's like belting it out, growling. It's a really good song. Go ahead and listen to it. It's the number one gospel song in the country right now. She hosted she co-hosted which is like perfect timing. Or is it? Are we side-eyeing that? Perfect timing. Because she co-hosted or hosted the Stellar Awards. And I saw little updates. The Clark sisters were there. Now, you all know how I love the Clark sisters album, but let's talk about the soundtrack. But the Clark sisters movie soundtrack, Lifetime movie soundtrack, which is still not on streaming, but you can still go listen to it on YouTube. It's fan-fucking-tastic. What's his name? One of the top producers. I'm looking at him. He worked with Karen a lot, probably like on all of her albums. Anyways, the dude, he produced the album, and he's such a big fan of the Clark sisters that he went back in and like he how do I say this? I'm not saying he gave it to them. Donald Lawrence. He he didn't give it. He didn't give everybody. I'm not saying he gave everybody their parts, but he has the ear and he knows what the Clark sister sounds like. And he's such a huge fan, like I said. And he piece by piece put together this album vocally by pushing them vocally, and he recreated the soundtrack. We all know how amazing the movie was, and how amazing you had to be a singer to be in that movie, because the Clark sisters are nothing but singers. But yeah, the album won best. It won album special event album for the 2021 Sound Stella Awards, which is really amazing. So I have something. I'm just like, okay, why weren't the Clark sisters nominated for the bigger awards? Because I feel like the Clark sisters album, The Return, I did a review on it. Go back and listen to it if you would like. That album is such an amazing album. And I was listening to it the other day coming home, and I was just like, oh my God. That's what you want in a girl group. You want constant fucking harmonies. They gave harmonies. That's what they do. They just give you harmonies throughout each fucking song. And it's so amazing. Whether it's a 3-part harmony, where they're all singing on together, or it's, Jackie, Dorinda, and Karen singing on it. It's really amazing. And I feel like The Return really... Honestly, there's no girl groups out there but the Clark sisters. And Little Mix. And maybe some K-pop people. And Little Mix seems like they're dwindling down. Getting pregnant. One left. Oh, Lord. There's no girl groups except for the Clark sisters, and the Clark sisters are being relevant. They're looking relevant. They're sounding relevant. But one thing I was like, what the hell is going on here? They weren't nominated for Album of the Year, but they were nominated for Contemporary Duo / Chorus Group of the Year. But no, album. I don't think their album was... Maybe one category they were nominated. But I'm still like, okay. And then there's that thing with Clark sisters, let me know. I'm not 100% in the gospel industry, keen on the gospel industry and stuff like that. But one thing I did read about, and I was reading comments, and they were like, even the Clark sisters, they're older, but they've had their heyday and they've had their award seasons. And I'm like, okay, but if the content is good, respect the content and give the content the respect that it deserves. Give it Album of the Year. Not give it, nominate it for Album of the Year. Sure, you don't get it. Okay. We're going to give it to some younger artist, which the age thing to me really doesn't matter. But like I said, because if the content is good, respect the content. Give it what it deserves. But at least nominate it. Because even, some of their singles from the new album is still playing on the gospel radio. What are we going to do? All right, so when I come back, we're going to talk about my favorite, Miss Patricia Louise Holt. I'm going to take a break. I'll be back.
That song. You know what I mean? Patti LaBelle had to cook sardines on the light bulbs at the Apollo for lunch in order for us to hear the way that Luther is singing on that record. We have to understand that it's not, it's, when we talk about influences, we have to kind of understand that there's sacrifices made to being an influencer. You don't become a legend without having done certain work and having made certain sacrifices. And I think a lot of times we don't pay enough So we don't give enough attention to the struggle and how a lot of that comes out of struggle, and without that we wouldn't have the music, so that's the reason we give people the flowers. We give them, like, I'm not giving the Patti LaBelle the flowers because she can still hit high notes. I'm giving Patti LaBelle the flowers because she started as a teenager way back and kept persevering, no hits, put on silver spacesuits, still no hits, finally had to sing about a Creole hooker, finally got one hit, but then they didn't get any more hits after that and left the group and had to do all this kind of stuff. Like, what does a person have to go through to be influential? That's why I'm giving Patti LaBelle her flowers, for her sticking through all of that to to contribute to this thing, R&B music, that we all love and that nurtures us so much and that nurtures us so deeply.
Now, welcome back. That was a clip from Craig Seymour. He was doing an interview with this other podcast, and they were talking about Luther, and they were talking about the dynamics vocally and where you come from from the song that he did with Martha Wall. Wait. Martha Walsh? I believe that's her name. Okay. And he brought up Patti, as you heard in the clip, and incredible. And the reason why I brought that clip up is because Patti has been doing this cookbook promotional tour. Incredible, looking great, talking great. Certain interviews giving us great gems and details. And she went to, what's the lady's name? Tamron Hall this week. And just so happened that Tamron Hall brought up that Patti, she was like, Patti, did you have a plan B? Or cooking, something like plan B. Somehow plan B, not the pregnancy thing. Another option of your career and life going. And I found that interesting that she talked about that. And I had just heard Craig talk about that because, being in the music industry isn't always great. Being in the music industry isn't always successful. And so you definitely need to have, as we see these days, you're selling makeup, you're collaborating with Kmart and doing clothing lines. You're collaborating with different things to get in another income. Back in the day, Whitney, for a cute moment in time, her profession was singing. She made music. She went in the recording studio. She lived off her, her album sales, her publishing. And then, I believe she went into like the movies and modeling. Oh, she was modeling. But like singing was her main profession. And back in the day, you could make a cute money doing one profession. Like I was watching Tyra Banks, and she was talking about how back in the day, like in the 90s, 80s, 90s, early 2000s, these brands collaborating with the brand, they paid you a big chunk of change. Nowadays, you got to get your change from other strangers and other places. And how, Patti, I love that he said that. Patti, I respect Patti and I call her a legend because she, not only did she do it well, but she did it. She didn't give up. She kept going. And shout out to the people that, kept her going. So yeah, Patti, that's one thing. She did a couple of other interviews that were really fun. Very long interviews. And they're just talking about her cookbook. A couple of gems. These are a couple of gems I got. She talked about If Only You Knew, recording it. And she was like, the notes, I just remember the notes just come out so effortlessly. They come out with ease, she said. And how they still come out with ease. And I'm just like, yes, Patti, tell us about your luxurious, beautiful voice. And then this one part came up, and this man, he's in Canada. He's the interviewer. This is him interview. He's in Canada, and he said, I talked to Dionne Warwick, right? And I was like, uh-oh, here we go. And he was like, I asked her what. I asked her what does she think of? What color comes to mind when she thinks of Patti LaBelle's voice? And she said, red. Heat. Lots of heat. Very fiery, but red and heat, heat, heat. I was just like, oh Lord, here we go. And then he asked Patti. Now I knew the answer. Like I felt it in my spirit. He said, Patti, what color do you think of, or what comes to mind when you think of Dionne Warwick's voice? Now I don't know if she said blue first or she said royal blue, but in my spirit, I knew she was going to say blue. Okay, we acknowledge that Dionne Warwick's voice, her presence, opened the doors for a lot of women to be in pop music. A lot of black women, I'm sorry, to be in pop music with ease. But Dionne Warwick's voice is very boring. And I think it was Clay Kane, he brought up the fact that Dionne Warwick comes from this, I don't know if she sung in the church, but she comes from this era in music where you had to sing, you didn't have to, but singing on the melody, staying with the tempo, doing it every time, da da da, like this, each performance like that, every note like this. You don't necessarily stray away from what got you here, got you success. She was working with Burt Bacharach, Carol Barressayer, these top producers that were structure. She had structure. And then Patti is from the church. Patti's a Gemini. Patti sings from her heart, from her soul, from her feelings, from her sadness, from her happiness, from her excitement. Patti has all these dynamic intricates in her voice. She has this opera quality to her voice. She is such, like I said, y'all, Patti is such an amazing moment to R&B music. Do you hear me? Oh gosh. But I found that shady. Okay, so I cracked up. I just couldn't take it. I couldn't take it. You guys gotta stop. Even in Canada, the Canadian white radio host talking about bringing up low-key shade beef with Patti and Dionne. Oh, Lord. Okay, so anyways. He asked her, this is also interesting. He asked her about a biopic. If, you have your movie, what song plays at the end of the movie? And I was just like, please, Lord, don't say it somewhere over the rainbow. Please, Jesus, don't do it. Don't do it. Thank God she didn't do it. She said, the song that would play at the end of my movie would be Crazy Love. And I was like, thank God. But also, okay, she put a little thought into this. This is cute. This is a moment we could possibly get. Crazy Love. It's off the Burnin' album. It's the last track on the album after Love Never Dies. Also, I get that mixed up with wait, hold on. Is it Crazy Love? Because it's like two ballads, and it ends the both of her. She always ends with a ballad. There's two ballads from Burnin', and then there's one from LaBelle Live, 1991, and I'm just like, they kind of get mixed up in my brain, and my internet is being slow and it's being really annoying. And I think that one's off of Burnin', yeah. But then there's another one at the end of I was Up There With You. No. Why is my internet so slow? There's another one at the end of LaBelle Live, and it's also a ballad. Okay, Crazy Love, and then, oh yeah, it's up there. Okay, look at my memory. Okay, I'm killing it. Up There With You is on the live 1991 ending, and then Crazy Love is at the end of Burnin'. And a vocal beast. Burning, like I said, I can't wait to get to review Burning. I'm gonna review it when it comes out. I mean, the release date, I believe it's October, late October. So we'll get into that. And I'm so sad because I still haven't got to the Flame review. I know. It's still one of my favorite albums. I keep saying that because I want to remind you, and I'm not trying to convince myself that it's not a bad album, and I want to review it. Okay, so Burnin' is one of my favorite Patti LaBelle album. Burnin', her voice, period. That's all I need to say. I'm not going to say it again. But also, okay, so Crazy Love is going to end the ending of her movie. Hopefully we do get a movie. I think she did kind of hint to like maybe some projects working with her movie. But I'm like, I hope somebody does. And also on Tamron Hall, I don't know why she has a talk show. If Tamron Hall can get a talk show, shout out to CBS, NBC. Somebody get me a talk show. Because we're going to have fun. Do I want a talk show? I'm going to enjoy this podcast moment in my life. So anyway, Tamron Hall. She asked her about, she's like, the Aretha Franklin the biopic is coming out. Are you going to have one or whatever? No. Who would play you in a biopic? And I don't know where Patti got this answer from, but she was like, lots of people want to play me in a biopic. My thing with a Patti LaBelle biopic is I need the cussing. We're going to base it off the book. Okay, cool. I need the cussing. We want to see I forget his name. Whoever that famous male singer back in the day who tried to rape her in the back of the Apollo Theater. Well, I want to see her sisters. We're going to see them passing away. We're going to see her rise to fame. We're going to see her struggle. I want to see LaBelle moments. I want to see the cussing. I want to see the Dionne Warwick fights. Okay? I want to see... I want to see progression. I want to see her, like... I know she probably doesn't remember, like, necessarily all her feelings of recording in these albums, but definitely reviewing these albums, I've definitely, like... I don't know if they're true or not. I've definitely like created a narrative like based off how she's singing and feeling the song about how she felt probably during the recording of this one song or during this album or whatever. Her voice is very distinctive during each album, but her voice is definitely strong and her voice is definitely, it's Patti. Certain songs, I want to see it. How she was such a legend and how she gave back so much during the 90s, whether it was philanthropy or how, what am I trying to say? Philanthropy, or how she like did so many tributes during the 90s. And then, the flop the quote unquote flop era into the early 2000s and her building back up with Timeless Journey, her problems with the label, classic moments not getting a Grammy like it should have. What's his name? Demonstrous, whatever that producer dude was that was allegedly her boyfriend. And Eric Seitz is her boyfriend now. I think we all know that, right? Am I talking too much? Is Eric Seitz her boyfriend? Patti stands, please let me know. I'm going to tag Patti in this video so people can enjoy this video. No. Eric Seitz is her boyfriend, right, you guys? Like, I'm not tripping, right? Like, I saw this post, and this man was like, I was with Eric Seitz, and Patti came in, and I was like, Patti came in? Oh, he was at, like, Patti's house. I'm like, Eric Seitz is her boyfriend. Which is cute. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying. But anyways. What was I talking about? Oh, the biopic. So I want to see and I don't want, listen here. I don't want any fucking new vocals. I want Patti vocals. There's enough Patti footage out there to steal the audio and give us Patti. I'm sick of this shit. I'm sick of the Whitneys. I'm sick of the Arethas movies using these women's voices. Okay, they can sing, but they're not singing like Aretha. Hello? sick of this shit. Anyways, and I want to direct the movie. We're gonna go to HBO, and we're gonna go to HBO Max, and we're gonna max the fuck out of this situation. Come on, Zeri, call me. Let's get this done and let's get it correct. Anyways, so the biopic. She was like, lots of people want to play me, but I don't know who these people are. And also, I want this person. This person has to be undiscovered. This person has to be unknown. They have to be a dark-skinned black woman. They have to be a thick woman. They have to, hell, let's do a drag queen. Let's get one of these drag queens to play Patti. They don't even have to be a woman. They could be a trans woman. Oh, no, I'm not saying that a trans woman. Let's get maybe a drag queen. I mean, a drag queen, they be lip singing. Because the reason why I say a drag queen is because a drag queen can lip sync. No other person can lip sync like a drag queen. Okay. We're going to do this. We're going to get this right. Why do I feel like I'm out of this movie all of a sudden? Anyways, by the way, I need to go buy the fucking book. But anyways, okay, I do feel like buying all 3 books. I need to get the biopic. I need to get, like, I read the LaBelle book, her book. I read that. I kind of want to get the Desserts LaBelle book. LaBelle Desserts LaBelle. And now I kind of feel like getting the 20th edition anniversary of. Okay, we're gonna see. Leave me alone. Maybe I can go pick it up. Okay. Anyways, what else happened? I think that's it. Oh, she talked about how she's expanding into waffles and pancakes and stuff, and I'm just like, okay, I guess. I don't really want pancakes or waffles. I want that Chinese food you promised us 2 years ago, Patti LaBelle. Okay, I think that's all I have to say for Patti. Patti looks great. She's doing great. She's promoting the book. I think that wine thing is tonight. What the hell is that? I think that wine thing is tonight with the ladies with the wine. Look, my Instagram is my love, my need tonight. Let me know, Patti fans, what do you think about this biopic that allegedly isn't going on? What are your thoughts on Kelly Rowland? Clark Sister fans, please let me know, what do you think about the Clark sisters? And of course they're legends, but what's your thoughts on, like, them not getting nominated for these big awards, or even the Grammys didn't really recognize them, or they didn't recognize them, I'm sorry. The Grammys didn't recognize the return. But Kiara, she won a couple awards, or she won one award on her own, and then she won the, what's the name? The Special Event Award. And to the person who said I sounded like Darius Cooks, fuck you. That's all I have to say. My Instagram is my love, my need tonight. Leave a comment below. A nice comment, even though I won't delete it if it's nasty. This is the Dare Show podcast. And next week, I'll be back for the 31st episode. This is the 30th episode. I'm having so much fun. I didn't know what was going to happen this episode, but here we are. And on that note, I'll be back next week. Goodbye.